Welcome to Community Taking Action, ABCD's program highlighting people and organizations doing significant work in and around the Boston community. My name is Eric Mitchell and I'm your host. Here to talk to us today from Head Start and Children's Services is Flossie Calderon. Thank you for joining us today, Flossie.
Thank you for having me.
So Flossie, how did you come to be working with Head Start? And I understand you've been there for some time.
I started off working as a support person, as a supervisor in one of the local programs actually in Dorchester. And then as a program director at Roxbury then it was 3 sites, now it's 2. And then from there I moved on to the central office. So again, doing more support work, but at a citywide level.
What is Head Start for someone that's not familiar with it?
So Head Start is a federally funded program that supports and provides early education for low-income children and families. Other specialized populations that we serve are homeless families. So if you're a homeless family, you automatically qualify for our program. We serve teen parents. So if you're a teen and going to school, trying to create a home for your child at a very young age, we also have slots available for teen parents. I mean, Boston is so diverse. How can you not have a huge population of immigrants in our program? So we do that as well. For our program in particular, we have Early Head Start and Head Start. So for Early Head Start, we also serve pregnant mothers as well as infant and toddlers. And then for Head Start, we serve preschool age children, so children between the ages of 3 and 5.
And how many children are you providing service for across the city?
So currently we're providing services to 2,222 children, and that includes 226 infant and toddlers.
Head Start is around the city and all of the places. How do you handle things like the challenges that families face? You know, it's just running from point A to point B, and I'm sure there's a number of obstacles. The one that's foremost in my mind is transportation, but you know, there are a number of other obstacles, funding and siblings and things like that. How do you guys handle that?
Well, we do have over 20 sites where we actually provide Head Start services. And what's key about our Head Start programs in general is that we provide what we call comprehensive services. And so
That's a big term. That sounds like a lot.
it is, and it is a lot. It means that we provide a lot, which is great for families who most of the times don't have the opportunity to receive these services. And so what we mean by comprehensive services is that when you come to our program, you don't just apply and enroll your child in one of our programs, whether it be infant and toddler, or as a pregnant mom getting services, home-based services, or as a preschool child coming into the classroom. You don't just come in, drop off your child, and go. You get what we call comprehensive services, which includes nutrition and health, obviously an early childhood education for your child, family services, disability services, and mental health services. And so we believe that it's really important that in order to succeed and to have school readiness, we need to be able to reach everything that has to do with the family and the child. We need to be able to make sure that the child is in school not worrying about whether or not they're going to have a meal when they get home. And the same thing goes for the parents, knowing that when their child is in our school, they're going to get 3 meals a day, that they're going to get all the services in-house. Our menu is very, very, very intense, and it's super healthy. Our parents who are participants in mostly everything that we do within the program also participate in creating the menu and ensuring that it's well-balanced and that the meals are all well-balanced as well. So we also within the weekly menu have assigned a day to provide a cultural lunch. So that allows for the program to individualize based on the culture, the majority of the culture of the families that are actually in the program. So if, for instance, if in one of our programs, the majority of the families that are there are, let's say, Chinese, and there is a specific meal that they would like to serve on that day, then they can do so. They work with the food service staff to make sure that it's well balanced and that it's created appropriately for the kids.
We've mentioned parents a number of different times. How do you engage the parents in Head Start?
Our parents have a huge say in all that we do in Head Start, so they're there from beginning to end. And they're our biggest advocate and our biggest recruiters.
One of the things you talked about, 2,200 children, is that a number that's increasing or a number that's decreasing?
Unfortunately, that is a number that has been decreasing, and it decreased this year specifically because of sequestration.
Okay.
So
And sequestration refers to federal budget cuts that were implemented.
absolutely.
Okay.
So this year we had to reduce our numbers to 200, unfortunately. Lucky for us, that did not mean that we had to cut children. It just meant that we had to cut empty slots. A lot of people in our community knew about the sequester, and they knew that we were cutting slots. And so a lot of our community members have been very hesitant to apply to the programs, thinking
Right.
that
They're
there
gonna
are
get
no,
cut.
yeah, that they're not available, or that they're going to get cut a space once they're actually sitting in a seat, and that is not the case. So we want to make sure that we let all of our families know that they can still apply for our programs and that we still have preschool slots available. The qualifications are still the same. Eligibility is still calculated the same. We have to make sure that parents, when they apply, that their child is age eligible first. So we ask for a birth certificate. We have to make sure that they're low-income families. So we ask for income verification, and they can do that whether they're getting whether they're working, whether it be part-time or full-time, whatever their income may be. If it's TANF, then all they need is a verification letter.
Does that same qualification apply to homeless families who will automatically be?
No, all they need to establish is the fact that they are homeless.
Okay.
So if they're in a shelter, then all we need is a shelter letter. We do ask for that information, but that won't affect their eligibility. They're automatically eligible for the program if they're homeless. And then a proof of address. So a bill, something from a school, from a clinic, anything that the families may have. Because our families are so diverse, although these are the very three essential documentations that we ask for at the beginning, there are still more depending on the family situation.
Sure.
So for a homeless family, obviously we would ask for a letter. Where a family who lives in a subsidized apartment, then we would ask for a lease, that sort of thing. And then, of course, because we provide nutrition and health and other services, we would ask the parents to make sure that they give us a copy of their child's physical, immunization, if they have any allergies, that sort of thing.
So someone who wants to enroll can go to the website, or is there a phone number as well that they can
And they can
contact?
call 617-348-6272.
Wonderful. So that's our time. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you
It's
for
been
having
wonderful.
me.
We'd love to have you on again, talk a little bit more about what's
Thank
going
you.
on with Head Start.
That would be great.
And so thank you for joining us on Community Taking Action. My name is Eric Mitchell, and I'm your host. Until next time.